And we're live. Go for it.
So previously, after initially getting ready to slam the door into a fish person's face, Sir Lothar up and wakes up, strapped to a chair, being interrogated by a bunch of officials about what one of them thought might have been the most elaborate attempt to kill a goblin nobody particularly wanted, either alive or dead. And the interrogation went on for the entire party, who made a pretty convincing case that, well, even though they were actually hired to scoop out the place with no official backing, there was actually official backing to it, which, at the very least, Lothar rolled with. They were acquitted, even though the goblin on the council still thought that a bunch of no-names who didn't know the dead goblin would risk their life to see the dead goblin dead. After which, everybody retired to the inn owned by Torbran's friend. Had a nice chat with the cook about what they wanted to eat. Caught an assassin that for some reason killed the cook and wanted to kill somebody else, and potentially left the head of Torbran's wealthy friend's business rival on the table for him to find, which the party found before him. They bring down the assassin, manage to stabilize him enough to get interrogated, after which he gets interrogated in the worst possible way that ensured nobody's going to get any answers out of it from him. And the ogre guarding the door was probably supposed to get an employee of the month raise, and knowing his employer, he's probably about to get 2 after killing the assassin as well. Did I miss anything?
I open the floor.
I repaired the chair that the ogre smashed.
You did.
We learned the code to Phineas's secret safe, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. In my notes, I wrote the password is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wow.
Wow.
And remember, he gets an email to change it every month.
Yes.
I think we quickly expedited to the end of the day at the end of that session as well. And we just sort of said the rest of the evening was effectively uneventful and you retired to your rooms in the tavern that Phineas actually elected to put you up in for the day. Oh, sorry, my camera's not on.
Oh, one's camera's on,
And
yeah.
as we sort of wrapped up, we left Valdret reading his tome. And was anyone else wanting to do anything in particular before you turned in for the night?
I will put a snare up on my door.
Okay.
Sir Lothar is going to put noisy stuff next to the window and sleep against the door.
So you're still sharing a room with Ariel, or you all
Oh,
separate?
Even if he's separate, he's going to sleep against the door. It's harder to move the
Sure.
night.
We're gonna rename you to Sir Trust Issues.
Yeah.
After a uninterrupted night, a warm calmness comes over you all. 2 things happen as you all awake. I would like to finally announce for the first time in this campaign that you all level up to level 6.
Oh my gosh.
whilst resting in this abode, you all actually start today with 10 additional temporary hit points as well. These are in effect until the end of your next long rest.
Or until we lose them in combat.
Or until you lose them in combat. And all of you now, should your character want to, can roll a d20 with a DC 15 and attempt to lose 1 point of sanity. As in, remove it. It's a beneficial
Gain,
effect.
be more healthy, yeah.
To
Plus
regain
anything
that
to that, or
sanity.
is it just a
Nope,
flat
it's just a
D20?
straight d20, DC 15.
Nope. Isn't happening this time.
Not for me, either.
Nope.
The corrupt party remains in its current state.
It's all
So,
good. Until we get to the double digits, we're fine.
indeed, absolutely.
Uh,
Just slowly interweaving sort of the mechanics that I dreamed up, more tabletop-y board game rather than necessarily the D&D prescribed
all good.
metrics.
Don't worry about it.
And so, the following morning, Phineas is not available. He's already headed out on other duties, but a note is left for you all. I believe this is Thursday morning, if my dates are
Yes,
correct.
it is.
Okay. There is a note from Phineas to Torbrun, and he says, if you wish to pursue this matter, you get the fact that he's inferring to yesterday's events.
Mm-hmm.
I would strongly recommend ignoring Lodnook Quickdraw. In brackets, head of the Grin Jaws. Just type that into Ashes of Arbon channel for you. You can make, if you share this, whoever's attempting to recall the information to you can have a go at it, can make a history roll with advantage. Two of you can.
Sure, I will. History with advantage, it's 18.
Okay. Anyone else rolling? No. Okay.
7. So no.
You can roll again.
What are
You
what
both.
are we
You
rolling?
both. Well, Silotha's gone for it. So one more roll, Silotha.
What
8.
are you
Okay.
rolling? History?
One
It was a
extra.
Good at
history
that.
check, but
Nah, I'm not good at that. I wouldn't know.
no worries, no worries. So, as Torbrun sort of like mentions this name, you're trying to rack your head, Silothar. The name doesn't come to you, but the Grinjaws you somewhat recognize. Like it's in your subconscious. You've seen this written down somewhere recently, but you can't lay your finger on it. Torbrun, you would be aware that the Grinjaws is one of the factions that sits effectively as members of the cog, and the goblin that you now, as it comes to you, recognized, who was unconvinced and unswayed by your court case the previous day, Lodnug was in fact the head of the Grinjaw family who sat at that table and was the one who pronounced you guilty.
That was
Though the
Lodnug.
overwhelming, that was Lodnug, yeah. Though the overwhelming vote cast of your innocence, that is the goblin that he refers to in this note. There is scribbled on the bottom of the page a small dwarven rune.
Mm-hmm.
You would recognize this rune. Voldreth, you would also recognize this if you see this piece of paper. Effectively means midnight.
As in a time of
It's
day?
just
Or
just the word.
okay.
Hmm.
Otherwise, the day is yours. What do you all wish to do in the activities of Port Kiln that lays at your beck and door?
What would the time
Uh,
be?
Early morning, so you could do an activity before lunch.
Before
Sir
or
Lothar is
after
going to.
7 a.m. early morning?
Probably after 7 a.m.
Okay. So we can't check if Crescent was up at the docks this morning. We can check in the evening.
If you wanted to go and specifically go for that, you could.
Nah, my character probably forgot about all that with all the assassin bullshit going on, so that's good.
Okay.
Sir Lothar is going to visit the blacksmith and have him restore his armor.
Yeah, similarly, I need to pick up my clothing,
Okay.
which I already paid for, I think.
Phineas did
All
not
right.
say where he went, did he?
No, but you would be familiar that sort of if you want Phineas, you do have to sort of generally book time with him, unless like the tavern that you're in
Mhm.
is the best place to find him if he's available.
Right.
Otherwise, he's out at appointments effectively. You can inquire around with the staff if you want to try and find out
Yeah.
where he's gone.
Yeah. I will.
All right, make a persuasion or intimidation roll, so however you wish to
Persuasion.
obtain this information.
Who of the staff is present?
You find a couple of guards. There's been double guarding posting. You notice that the ogre has now been promoted to the position of guarding the back door as opposed to the front door. And you can find that there's 2 guards on the inside, 2 guards on the outside. There seems to be 4 or 5 general staff who are in the process of sort of cleaning. A new acting barkeep slash cook who doesn't give you the impression that they've got much experience. You think that the position's probably open for applications at the moment, and he's just stepping in for the morning.
The
So there's a
ogre.
couple of hands.
The ogre aside, is there anyone who I have seen guarding this place before, or has been in this place? Because the cook died. The barkeep's new.
Yep. You probably recognize at least 2 of the guards as being present the night when you first entered this establishment and put on Port Kiln.
I will go to the closest of one of those 2 guards and ask him.
Okay,
Hello.
make your
Do you know if Phineas might be back sometime soon?
You're gonna have to make your persuasion roll.
Persuasion. A 4.
He's looking you up and down, just like this hired thug, tall, dark-haired human, about 6 foot tall, just sort of looking down at you, and he's scratching his stubbled chin. No, can't say he furnished me with where he's going today.
I see. Well, hopefully I'll run into him later then.
Yep,
Hmm.
probably.
I'm gonna sit at a table and think what I want to do with my day.
Okay. As Salothar steps out with Ariel, or are you going separately?
If she is going the same way, I will go.
Yeah, sure. I
So-
just need to pick up some clothes from the market, I guess. That was a store
Yep.
in the market.
This will occupy sort of both your times till midday, basically.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm just thinking the layout. You probably would arrive, Ariel, at your establishment first. Yeah, you're on the couple street, sorry. Okay, so you go and find, and as you walk in, there's a strange sort of quietness to the store compared to when you last entered. And you see that there's a little bell on the desk. As you approach to ring, you hear this scampering of feet and what seems to be like a thud. Someone falls over upstairs, and rapid running of stairs downstairs before behind a curtain behind the counter is drawn. the individual who you recognize as the owner here, very disheveled, almost like they just got out of bed. A very different appearance to that of when you first encountered this individual. Yeah. Oh, yes. Sorry. Are you here to collect? Remind me what the order was again. Sorry. He says to you.
Order?
Pardon.
Order? She's like, what do you mean?
Did you place an order for some clothing items, or am I
Oh,
getting you
yes.
mixed up?
No, you're not. It was a 25 gold outfit. Supposed to fit a human with kind of an ethnic look to it.
Oh, yes. Did you pay up in advance? I apologies. Or
No,
or
I have to pay you now.
right. Okay. So that'll be right. Yes. And he goes
25
to a
gold.
clothing rack, and he pulls out. How would you like to describe the adornment as he pulls it off the shelf for you?
Kind of like a traditional garb you might find in Africa. You know those like really lightweight fabrics that are very colorful with lots of patterns to them, and the patterns somehow don't clash, even though they're very different.
Wonderful. And just sweeping, draping garments as he
Yeah,
hands them over to you with an expected hand out for the 25 gold.
cool.
Did you mark that off?
I
And he
already
just
did.
sort of, will there be anything else?
No, thank you.
Oh,
Nice work, by the way. Very beautiful.
s- thank you. He's looking at you like, what now? Confused, scared.
Nothing. I'm on my way out.
Okay.
I I turn
Have a
around
nice
and
day.
head off.
Okay. You hear the rapid ascent upstairs as you leave.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a little bit further away, down the street, Salothar. The forge fire roaring, the bellows clattering together, and the heat, the unmistakable smell of iron on steel, coals roaring. And you get that warm sense of like, oh, it's just like a memory. As you enter on in, the blacksmith is there, serving an individual who seems to be giving him a bit of slack. He seems to be arguing, haggling over a price of some kind of repair or sharpening of some equipment. A few moments pass. This individual turns, and you recognize it to be a short of stature, but there's a hood. It's completely covered up in leather apparel. You do not see any exposed skin, and almost as if it was aware something standing behind it, you just hear this disgruntled, fine, here you go. And he just throws a coin purse at the blacksmith, turns, sort of looks in your direction, but keeps the hood down, takes a wide step around you, and then leaves the building. Sorry about that. Business is business.
As it goes.
What can I do you for?
I've been here the other day. Had you adapt my chainmail to
Yes.
the higher
How's it
crane?
going?
Well, sort of worked. It wasn't. Didn't really see much use as I intended. So, well, either way, I'm here to adapt it to wider girth because of the gamberson and everything.
You wanted stretching, expanding.
I wanted to fit over a gamberson again, essentially. Reverse the thing you did first.
You have to hold me a moment. I have a front door. I'll be back in a moment.
My god, there are so many good spells at level 3. Aaron, what did you pick? So I don't not to take that.
Revivify.
Revivify, okay, that makes sense. I was thinking Beacon
But
of Hope,
I
although it
got
might be a
Bestow
bit
Curse
too.
as well.
Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice.
My levels are going into Warlock. Just
Yeah. I'm thinking of picking up Beacon of Hope, but I do need to change some of my other spells
I
around
got
a
Zone
bit.
of Truth as well.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That'll be handy.
As the shopkeep unpauses.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm back now. Sorry, I was just receiving a message. Um, stretching your armor. Yes, that we can do. Are you in a great rush? Is there anything you want to expand to do it? I could probably have this done later for today, or in fact, I think
Yeah,
I'm
just as
probably
a
looking to do it now if you want.
question, is there any way you can actually reinforce it a little bit?
Ooh, that's a bit more expensive. One would be paying for labor, the other would be paying for labor and materials.
Makes sense. But just how much would reinforcing it cost me? You know,
So
couple
as a
of.
DM to the player, if you want to reinforce it, you will lose the benefit of removing the stealth noise. So you're
Oh, I
basically
want
making it
to.
back to heavier.
Well, essentially, that is what I want to. Firstly, reverse it back to prior, getting adaptive stealth, and then asking whether he can reinforce it even further.
Okay. Roll me a speech level 100. Roll me a persuasion roll.
Coming right up.
On a 10. He looks at you and just sort of says, I might be able to. Explains that it will make more noise. He can certainly reverse what he has done. If you want to reinforce the armor to increase the AC of it, there is going to be 2 ways you can do this. You can either try and magically enchant this to create it, to make it a magical item, and therefore it will gain the +1, or he can reinforce it manually for a hefty gold price to make it a +1. So what would you rather? But if he reinforces it, it doesn't become a magical item.
Mm-hmm. Oh, essentially, he's asking how much it would cost to begin with. Either of the options.
With a 10, he's going to quote you 250 gold.
Mm-hmm. Well, he notes it down, but for now, he just wants it restored to its previous condition.
Okay. I will say if you want to stay there, that is your morning, and he works on it for you there and then to restore the armor.
He is going to stay there and, have small talks about weaponry and tactics and
Sure.
horse stirrups and.
You're there till sort of midday-ish then.
Mhm.
You can mark off, I think it's 15 gold, was it? Something around that
Mhm.
to revert it
Mhm.
for the current labor that he's doing.
Yep.
All right. Boldress, what are you doing today?
I'm reading my book. I've got my sticks. I'm happy. I'll go down to the bar. Oh, morning. Oh, I need some beer, please. Oh, fine dwarf ale.
A dwarven stout is presented to you.
Oh, thanks, kind sir. Oh, you got a light so I can read me book. I got to a good chapter last night.
Sort of just looks at you. He's like, uh-huh.
Oh, you young'uns not interested in the literature. Oh, anyway, where's idiom? And I keep reading the book.
Okie dokie. What was the chapter that you got to?
It was
The Residium Conundrum.
that one.
Residium Conundrum. I want you to make an Arcana check.
Ooh.
On 4. Okay.
Wonderful.
You you notice whilst you're reading, as you start reading this chapter, it's almost like you get a couple of sentences in and your eyes glaze over, and then you go back and you start reading from the beginning again. There's just something off. It's like the page doesn't want you looking at it.
The page has personality.
This book's got more personality than the goblin you killed last night.
I look up at the barkeep and go,
What's you putting me ale? This book's having word to me.
Just a dwarven stout, as you asked, on the house.
Oh, I'll have enough of them. I'll try and figure this out.
he intently stares, and just, that's his brain all day.
Okay, you can make one more arcana roll for the rest of this morning then. On a 20. Okay. You push through, and with the help of the 2 stouts, almost numbs your brain to the effect, somewhat dulling the enchantment on this page is having a lesser effect on you. As you push through, you realize you see etched. It's like you needed that beer goggles, and you realize very faintly in almost undetectable scratchings all the way around this page is dwarven runes. You realize there's an enchantment on this page specifically. With a 20, you decipher the enchantment to be of deception in nature, to conceal the contents of the page, and to attempt to cause tiredness. However, alerted to the effects, or at least aware of these runes now, they seem to have no effect on you for a time being. You read the chapter. It's interesting because this isn't written, you realize, from the perspective of the individual who's written the rest of this book. This is inserts, anecdotes, notations from an unquoted source. It makes reference to a ship, a portal, a green skin, and a chest. And it says the chest was in the door to the left, in the ...
Why is it always gotta be left? First, left, and turn left, and now this. Oh, man.
The barkeep sort of looks at you and goes, well, then you'd be facing the way you came, wouldn't you? Maybe they're just trying to send you backwards.
Oh, that won't be the first time someone's tried to send an old dwarf back away.
Torbrin, whilst Voldrith is sat reading his book, enjoying some dwarven stout, what are you doing as he's sort of in the room where you are at the moment?
I want to head up to the barkeep and ask if he needs any help with cooking today.
He looks at you like you just told him he won the lottery. And he just expresses, whilst getting the second stout for Voldreth, he just looks at you and says, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just on the payroll. I'd normally man the doors, but I know how to pull a pint, and that's about it.
No problem. I already know where the kitchen is. Has it been cleaned since yesterday?
I think they got most of the red stuff up.
Well, I have a keen smell of poison, so it should be fine regardless.
Right? Yeah, sure. You want the apron, and you just see hanging on the back of the door is like a bloody stained apron that has just been pulled off the shelf and wasn't actually washed at all.
I think I'll pass on that one. Hygienes and stuff. I'll manage. I'll wash
sure.
my hands, I promise.
Fine by me.
I walk in the kitchen and just very lightly sprinkle my hands with some water. It's like, I will just
Soil, good for the bacteria. Good.
I'll just man the kitchen for whatever they need today until
Sure.
the others return, or until Phineas happens to walk in.
So as you sort of take stock of what you got, you come across a door at the back. And as you open this door, this is the largest stocked pantry you have seen in some years. There is crates, barrels, hanging cured meats. There is a whole rack of anything that could be preserved in this pantry. Several thousands of gold worth of real food stand before you.
My eyes just start to sparkle as I freeze in awe.
And the smell gets you. The spices, the flavors, the cured meats.
Phineas never told me about this stuff.
And then you realize the entire ceiling of this room has like a sheen to it, a shimmer. As you look up, there's some like effectively cold mist in this room. As you realize you're effectively in both the pantry and the cold freezer room. But the entire ceiling is coated in dwarven rock salt.
Blimey, I wonder where Phineas learned of the dwarven rock salt, but he sure knows his stuff. I'll just start brewing. I'll grab some meats and veggies and I'll just make a good stew.
A good stew.
And I'll just put
Would you
that
like
out.
to make a cooking roll for us then?
A
See how good it is.
cooking roll. Cooked utensils. A 14.
On a 14, you make a labor of love for the rest of this morning over this stew. You're pretty content. It works pretty well. Do you want to roll on the table and let me know what kind of buff well fed this stew will give?
Roll 1d20. That's a 6, which would be +1 to in saves for whoever partakes in the food.
Okay. Well, that's ready and will be slowly cooking away, being kept warm for anyone else who wants to return either for lunch or the evening meal to partake.
I'm
So-
just going to start sniffing the air.
Yep, and the smell comes wafting through as you sort of
It's like an
finish.
India restaurant.
The
I
dwarven
have one in my
cuisine strikes.
neighborhood.
Hey, barkeep,
Yeah.
who's doing the cooking today? After all, your cook got smushed.
Yeah, I'm just working on something in the back. Yeah.
Oi!
As long as
Don't
it's
take
not
credit!
Tobin. Hey, Tobin, is that you?
Oi, what do you want?
Are you cooking again?
Yeah, of course. Oi, you gotta see
Oh,
this
is it
pantry.
cooked food?
I'll just invite him in, with completely ignoring the barkeep. Come take a look,
Barkeep just like
Fulgrim.
red in the face, like caught in his lie.
Oh, you're lying. Get out of my way, oi. Oh,
He
look
doesn't
at
stop
all
you.
this food.
I
Oh,
know.
man.
I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Baldreth, because I think you would have a fascination of treating yourself to some of the rare things that you see in this room after not having had them for a long, long time. On a 10, I'll let the player decide. Do you snack on anything or do you relent?
Or what is it in the room that I would potentially snack on?
You take your pick. You've got cured meats, you've got frozen fruits, you've got herbs and spices galore. You've got Imagine you walked into the German supermarket and the meat section. That's kind of how I'm sort of picturing this in terms of.
Is there bison?
You could make an investigation check or a nature roll if you want to try and identify, because there are lots of cured hanging slabs of meat. And on the investigation, there is a huge cut. This is like a whole section of ribs. It's a big section of ribs. Not sure if it's bison, but there's a lot of ribs here.
Tobin, can you cook this up for me? Look at these ribs. Oh, I've not had them in so long.
There's like a rack of 20 ribs on this thing.
Hey, of course. I will. How much do you
That will
want?
take you the day to do.
Sure, that's okay.
Oh, keep it's all on Phineas. He said we're free. All right.
He said anything from the bar was free. I don't know about the be on your head.
Consider
I'm
it payment
gonna-
for the work. I'll
Would
keep.
that be a deception or persuasion?
Intimidation or persuasion?
Persuasion. Oh,
Oh.
On a natural 20 for a 25. I'm not sure that's what he meant, but if you think that's what he meant, sure. I won't charge you.
I'll share with you.
Oh. Anyway, as the two dwarfs run rife in the pantry,
I'll grab
the two
one
of
of
you.
I'll grab one of the ribs and start making it. And after making it, I will line it with the stew when it's finished for him.
Fantastic. Is there anything else Ariel or Solothar would like to do as you meet up sort of in the market on the way back towards the town?
Lothar is going to inquire about any sort of libraries that might be nearby.
Port Kiln doesn't have a library, but there's a couple of like scripture stalls or enchanting vellum venues. There's not really a public library on this island.
Okay. Before he leaves the blacksmith, he's going to ask whether there's anybody he could ask about rumors of artifacts from the times of the Crusade.
Oh, you'll be wanting to go visit the Delvers Guild.
Okay, so there's somebody who's actually specializes in that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah. We got what's her name? I think it's one of the copper pots. Yeah, I think it's one of the copper pots. She's well, quite a character, quite a handful. She'll sort you right. And he gives you directions.
Okay. He's going to make the copper pots, you say, right?
Yep.
Okay. He's going to nod and then go out thinking.
How about you, Ariel?
I don't know. Just walk around and see the sights, I suppose. I will return to the tavern sooner than Sir Lothar for sure.
Okay. Make either an investigation or a perception check as you're just perusing around, having a stroll around town.
Sure.
There is a wonderful streak in the sky as you sort of look up. The stars are sort of for a split second almost visible during the daytime as the shooting star. You blink and you miss it, but you saw it. Just goes over your head. Then it dawns on you, it'd probably be good to return to the tavern.
Yeah.
For a two, unfortunately.
It's fine. That was bound to happen.
Though you sort of get bumped into once on the way back. You sort of just look down and a small figure scurrying off. Not seemingly anything out of ordinary, but almost like they just walked into you and you didn't realize they were there. You came out of the court.
Does it smell really nice in the tavern?
As you approach the tavern, the two guards on the outside sort of just acknowledge, wave you back in. As soon as the door opens, real food smell hits your nostrils.
Herbert, is that you in the kitchen?
Well, look who's back. You fancy some stew?
Hey there. Oh, you made stew. That's
I
nice.
sure did. I will just bring the whole pan. Are there any other customers by now? Or is it still empty?
You realize, following on from yesterday, it would probably be common sense that the tavern would not be open for business following the events of yesterday, certainly for today. Possibly this evening, but not during the day.
I'll bring the pen and some bowls. I'll put the pen on the table, and I will make a bowl for all the guards as well, and the barkeep.
Oh.
Okay.
And the ogre, not to forget.
In the top left corner of your screen, the guards will remember this.
Nice.
Reputation increased by 10. As you dish out this stew, if you'd like to remind Ariel what benefits she will receive, and the three of you also, and all the guards as well.
+1 to
Nice.
int saves until your next long rest.
Nice.
Okay. The Delvers Guild. The Delvers Guild. Running through your mind, Sir Lothar. You follow the directions as you turn to the end of a street, and you realize this is the edge of town that you've walked to now. And as you turn over, it says left at the end, turn left. Where you expect a building, there is just a mound, earth, with a large square door that's about 4 or 5 feet wide and just as tall into the earth. It's not like a cliff face, but it's mud, grass, grown over. There's no signage, there's no windows, there's just this door. You're going to have to crouch to go in if you wish, but do you do so?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. As you do you knock on the door or do you just go in? You just hear scurrying of feet on the inside, heavy bolts moving. A panel in the door opens up about 3 feet, so you can't see through.
Mhm.
This eye line comes up to probably your midriff, and you just hear this voice that says, "What business?"
Looking for artifacts. Or
Ah,
rumors of artifacts.
potential customer.
Potential customer.
Tip, please. You
How
just
much
see a
is
small
that?
hand holding
And
out.
he puts a gold coin in.
The hand brings back. The door opens. As the door opens, you see what is like a gnomish child stood behind the door, inviting you in.
Oh boy. He's going to try not to Gandalf knock his head on the ceiling.
As you step in, the door closes behind, and as you look behind you, this room is well lit. You at first think these are gas lamps or torches that you've seen before, but you realize these all have like a blue magical glow to them. These are magically controlled. As the shimmer and light reflects off the corridors that you see before you, you're in effectively a small entry hall that opens up into a large, round, what you would expect to be like a grand entrance hall in some mansion, just without the upstairs. Instead, there's a winding spiral staircase going down. But you can look over the edge of this and see this is like a 30 feet by 30 feet wide staircase going down from wall to wall, not the width of the staircase. And this thing goes many, many floors. And as you look out, you see glimmering all the way along these walls. There are paintings, ornaments, armor pieces, mannequins, weaponry, all things on display. And you can see there are small plaques underneath or next to each of these items. And more as the small child scurries past you, having locked the door behind you, and begins to run down the stairs. It just shouts, "Mummy, mummy, mummy, we have guests!"
That you do. He's
Do you follow?
going to. Yes, I wait to get for the responsible adult to actually find me. It's rude to just follow people in their home.
Well, as you go down one layer, the ceiling becomes a 6'5" gap. This is evidently where it's designed to be welcome to other parties. Though, as you look over the banister, you see the rest of the floors are more compact. Here
Mhm.
you see like a foyer, various not the most comfortable looking furniture, and a desk, to which behind there is a female gnome hunched over a low desk with a monocle in, and you can see there's a magical candle lamp next to her. She's reading some kind of scripture. And as the kid goes running up to her, she's like, Tim, what have I told you about answering the door? I was just on my way. The child ushers something back. She says, go to your room. I'll deal with this. And she looks up in your general direction. It's like, well,
I'll just cut to the chase of it. I'd be interested in rumors about artifacts from the Crusade. Any sort. But I am particularly interested in a sword or a banner that was supposedly lost or last seen somewhere around Harton, Fort Farron, way back in its time.
which crusade would that be then?
Oh, well, the sword itself dates back to the very first, but was lost sometime during the third, I think.
I see.
Believe the name it went by was Dawnbreak.
Mhm. Let me consult the texts. You look as she turns round, and on the wall behind her are, if you picture entering into a Victorian library and you can just see stacked hardback books, floor to ceiling, as you realize is this, as you notice now, is a floating lantern behind her, illuminates. She goes and running her finger along the spines of these books. Stops. She's like, Arling, yeah,
He smiles, hearing the name.
let's see, are we doing war or are we doing religion? She pulls all three out, comes back, and they are almost as big as her as she plonks them onto the desk. She says, well, you look through that one, I'll look through these two.
Don't mind if I do.
And that is Salazar for the rest of the day. you can make an investigation roll. The DC is 12.
Okay. My investigation is garbage.
Okay.
He is pretty
So
low,
it's going
though.
to be late this evening before you come across anything, and we will pick that up later. Is there anything anyone else would like to do today?
Eat those ribs.
Eat those ribs. You can roll on the cooking table for the ribs as well if you want.
Oh, sure.
Separate meal.
Let's see.
So make your
Slash roll one.
cooking utensils roll and then roll on the cooking table for them as well.
20. That is for the table.
Natural 20 on the ribs. Oh my god.
Well, that
Ah,
was for the table.
Oh, okay.
I'm missing the best ribs, ain't I?
It's a 21. It's not a
Okay.
natural one though.
So do you want to explain what they get for a natural 20?
The 20 is +1 to all attack rolls and spell DC
Oh.
until long rest.
And on the 21 for the cook's utensils, this is without a doubt for the two of you. For everybody else, they compliment Torbjorn as this is the best meal they have ever had. For the two of you, this is certainly the best meal Torbjorn has ever prepared you. I will say late into the evening, unless anyone has any further business. So Lothar, you return armed with a lead. Something, 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 quoting of a prophet, something, 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 rumors of ancient artifacts, something, 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 Dawn Slayer, something, something, something. Because you only got an 8 investigation, you get very little on this, and you interpret Dawn Slayer as probably what you're after.
Okay.
Last known location. The DM is encountering an error and needs to stop. DM's blue screening. Give me a sec. Map's old. Too many things to look through. Okay. So you got two things in the lead. One is last known last known wielder, count illegible name of Sullenvale.
Okay.
Last known whereabouts rumored Marshton.
Oof. And before he leaves, he is going to ask the gnomish lady if he can come back and peruse the books more when he has time. Or
She
rumors.
hands you a card. It looks like some kind of business card. She says, "This grants you passage. You just show this to the door, and you can be let in."
okay,
It says you're a trusted member, and it's
that was easy.
on your leaving. You would actually spot as you sort of come up to the door. You can see that there is a whole lot of weaponry pointing at the exit of this door that she disarms and unlocks, etc., to allow you to leave.
He nods approvingly. I've been in the Golden Keep for quite a few years, and back in the Dominion for quite more. Don't think I've seen a treasure trove as valuable as you've got back there, so I admire the prudence.
Well, we're well connected, though I will say our most recent shipment never made it. Howarth let
How's-
us down recently, but other than that,
Anything I
yeah,
can help with? No, anything a random mercenary can help with?
well, he was due in on a ship a few days ago, though I never received notification that he made it here. So
Hmm. What was the ship's name?
I don't know the ship. I just know it was Howarth. He's the alias I have.
Of course. Of course. Oh. Howarth managed to get himself arrested for being a smuggler, eventually.
She just sort of sighs, like, again. Ugh.
Take it it's happened before?
It's almost like a monthly occurrence at this point. Never mind. Go and visit the bailiff again. See how much they want this time. She sees you out.
And they go, buried in thoughts to rejoin my party.
And the only thing that subverts your thoughts is the smell of slow cured ribs as you return to the tavern. And you can see there's well, okay. Does the chef set aside a small plate of ribs? Do you hold them back so that Salotha could have some or not?
Yeah, I'll make plenty for the staff, and knowing
Sure,
full
sure.
well Lothar would come back sometime.
So you can add both the benefits of these two food buffs as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
+1 to in saves and +1 to all attack rolls and spell DC.
It is late evening, probably around 7ish, just as the sun's going down. You just hear outside footfalls, and then pouring into the tavern is about 3 dozen individuals. And amongst that, Phineas returns. This is effectively a gathering, Torbrun, that you've seen before when effectively the head of a house calls all the banners in. This is all the hired mercenaries. Everyone that is on Phineas's payroll is in this tavern tonight.
As Phineas walks in, I will look at him, and if he makes eye contact, I will just give a sly nod that implying that I will just continue doing what I'm doing without saying
Phineas just
another word.
looks down. There's an acknowledgement. And the look of, I'll get to you.
I will.
As everybody piles in, the barkeep is busy pouring pints and taking gold over the counter.
I will return to the kitchen, and I will just wait if there's any
Orders
orders
come
coming in.
flying through.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty for the stew, couple for the ribs, various other bits and pieces come up.
Oh, I got a pantry
Looks
fill.
like Torbrun found his
Natural
calling
calling.
whenever he wants to retire. He says, hungrily digging into the ribs. This is not half
Oh,
bad
God.
either.
Campaign 4, Tolbrin the chef kicks off the campaign. And so, no pressure, you just got to survive this one. And so, about 2 hours later, 7, 8, 9 p.m. rolls on in. And as a hearty celebration, a welcoming spirit, Phineas stands upon a table and clanks a tankard emptied to his chest, or nearly emptied to his breastplate, and it rings, dings out, dimes out. And his order is befalling the tavern. Brothers, blood, my gold, my faith and loyalty, as he says, looking around, glancing for a moment on all of you individually, and then everybody else in the tavern. Today, News is dire. It turns out that last night there was a theft of a substance of substantial explosive capability, to which the likes the world has not yet seen, from right underneath our very noses in Warehouse 6. The cogwheel has convened and stated unanimously that this is a shared directive for the explosive material known as residium to be located. There is a bounty on this chest, on whatever container it may be in, of 5,000 gold pieces. It is believed a certain customs officer may have been involved in ferrying this project from out beneath our noses last night. Set sail on their skyship. We believe they be heading north. $5,000 gold. The contract is open for 3 months. May the best bounty hunter win. And there is
this is not
a roar of applause in the cabin.
this is not going to go over well.
We should get that gold.
Nah. Mm-mm. Whoever takes up that bounty is going to have a massive target on their backs. These people are going to be more prone to stab each other over every lead than to actually, get the job done. There's a proper way of doing mercenary work, and then there's this. I don't endorse
As you say
it.
this not too quietly, there's a hand placed on your shoulder, Silothar. And there's a rough-looking, hooded, edgelord individual standing behind you, sort of whispers in your ear and says, "Must be new around here. First time?"
First time here.
Have you got your mark?
Not just yet.
I'll be right back
You
for a
watch as
moment.
he comes back, pulls out of his pocket a small, looks like a stone, an emblem etched into it. And at first glance, you realize this looks like pebble, though not animated, not alive. And as he presses it, you just see a rune-like F etched into the stone.
Does he recognize the symbol?
It's just an F, but it's written
Okay.
dwarfy. You see, so long as you carry a mark, it says which member of the cog you serve.
Hmm.
If you're chasing the same bounty, you split the reward. If you come across other people that don't have the mark, well, then it's fair game. Make sure you get one of Phineas before you leave.
Believe me. I've been in the mercenary business for a few years. You absolutely sure people with the marks don't stab themselves when nobody's looking?
Oh, you look like a fish out of water on dry dock to me here. Portkill's different, mate.
Hmm. Well,
That's what separates us from the savages.
enough gold turns anyone into a savage.
I see the last group of adventurers I traveled with, well, let's just say only one of us carried the mark.
So it's that bad.
Well, I took it off one of them, and that's why I'm here.
Well, I said, each place with its customs, I suppose, but name? Might as well buy a fellow mercenary a tankard.
I'd like to know who's buying mine first.
Oh, can call me Lothar Whitemantle, or Lothar of Whitemantle, or Lothar of Ravenswood, whatever. Fits better on your lips, I suppose.
Although for the dumb pessimist.
Connie. You can call me Connie.
There's no way you're the real Connie, is there?
Nah. But it'll do.
Well, Connie, like I said, let me buy an honest mercenary a tankard.
Nah. Not one here in the tavern. You can just buy me one.
And he is going to signal for whoever's nearby to bring up a couple of tankards.
You can make a note of Connie Rivers to your contact list. He is a human male, though he doesn't really have any features that would make him out the ordinary. Keeps his hood up the entire time and is sort of gravelly spoken. You get middle aged, average height. There's nothing standing out about this individual. The only thing you catch sight of is that this individual has a interesting belt, as you sort of realize as he eventually takes sort of his cloak off for the evening, but you realize there's still like a hood around his head. This belt, if you were to picture a ammunition belt, very similar to what Torbern has, where you've just got pouches for your ammunition, there, instead of having ammunition rounds, there are just daggers. There's like 20, 30 daggers all the way around this guy's
Wow.
belt.
Tossing a lot of those around, aren't you?
Oh, and he just sort of, in a split second, towards one of the dartboards on the side of the room, flicks and almost very haphazard. Actually, I need to make a roll.
Ow. A net 20.
No, I rolled a
Wow.
d20. Roll 1d20 plus 12. There we go.
There we go.
Stop.
Almost a
Close
nat
enough.
20.
You watch without looking, bullseye, and then he does a wave of his hand, and you watch as the blade returns to his hand.
Oh, that's a neat
Ooh.
skill.
Aye.
That's a neat skill to have.
See you around. I've got a few other contacts to
Yeah.
keep in touch with. As he slinks off into the rest of the town.
He raises the tankard and makes a note to tell Torbern about getting marks from Phineas, just in case.
What you did miss, Torbern, was that the rune or the mark that was produced is very, very similar to your intimate friend Pebble. Though when
Oh.
he muttered something over it, an F rune was transcribed and illuminated on the pebble itself, on the mark, as he called it.
So, is Torbern still in the kitchen cooking, or is he back at the table with us?
He'll have been available. The rest of the orders have sort of died down. It's really the barkeep now, as food has been stopped serving, unless Torbern wishes to take orders all the way into the night.
The
See you
stew
guys.
is bubbling away just to keep it warm, but other than that, it's
Yep.
slow goings.
You started an infinite stew. Now
An
it's up to them to
infinite
keep it
stew.
going.
Yeah.
You know about that, right?
because it never ends.
Yeah. That's kind of the idea. It's a medieval thing they did. Whenever they hunted and whatnot, they just put more shit into the
Put more
stew,
in.
but they never removed it from the fire or cleaned it. They just kept adding to it.
Well, if it's still wet, it doesn't be dirty.
Yeah.
Aye.
So, Torbern, what's our plans for as long as we're here? This is your stomping ground. Do we help
Well,
Phineas with the problem he's got? Do we move on? Do we get into this game with 5,000 gold that's likely to get us killed by other bounty hunters before it is to get us killed by the people who stole the stuff?
well, and I'll just sort of lean in and double check if someone's listening in. I will invite
You
him over
you
to the kitchen. Just come
if
with
you
me.
want a private conversation, the kitchen or one of your boardrooms is the only place for a private conversation here.
I'll wave him into the kitchen. Before we discuss that, you've got to see this pantry.
Nice.
So Lothar faints of joy. Coming to fresh jasmine.
I will close the pantry door behind us. I overheard. Wait.
Oh, you're
what-
going into the freeze. Okay, yep,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm.
I overheard what they were saying about the skyship. You don't think that might be this Crescent lady that she invited me to meet her today? I didn't go. I forgot about it this morning. Was way too busy this evening.
Yeah.
But
As he talks, he's going to. Go on.
it sounds very familiar. I don't know how many of these skyships they have,
So,
but it can't be
you
too many.
think
And Crescent sure
you,
had it in for Phineas and the Cog.
and so you think she, what, defected? Started flying her own banners on the city's, property, I suppose.
Well, she had motivation, is what I'm saying. She wanted something against the Cog. She had a skyship. Seems all too coincidental that a skyship just so happens to have taken this Residium. It's not that far-fetched to think that she might have already been in waters with, what was it, Drakus? Fish guy.
Hmm. Well, do we get embroidered into this, or don't we? He's your friend.
Mm.
As he talks, he cuts a strip of whatever dried meat is within reach.
Perhaps we should maybe reconvene with Phineas in private, see what he thinks about it, if he even wants us involved or not at all.
Like I said,
So,
he's your friend.
going north, right? Let me just look at the map real quick. We were originally heading west to New Earth, huh? So
North would be what?
it's a detour to Arkrop, but it's nothing we can't do.
You're gonna have to discuss it with Waldred and just how much he misses
Yeah.
seeing his own stomping grounds.
Well, I
North,
mean,
that would
it's
take us.
to Arkrop. But New Earth has not going anywhere.
But yeah, I like your version, although for the love of me, I cannot stand the way these people do work. There's cloak and daggers when everything's right, but absolutely everything is just cloak and daggers here.
Yeah, that's working with Phineas, alright.
Just, the question stays, though. Do you think you have a price?
Price for what?
He'd be willing to sell you out for?
Make a insight check on Phineas's characteristics from what Torbjorn knows of him.
Me or?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
You.
Insight.
To answer his question.
A non-natural 20.
A dirty 20. On a dirty 20, there's part of you that thinks Phineas would have sold his own family, but there's a line that dwarves don't cross. You don't betray kin. but he's as close to that line as he could get.
He
With the
wouldn't.
20.
Not after all we've been through. That's not what you do.
When I say price, I don't just necessarily mean gold. Personal gain. Plenty of backstabbing happens in the Dominion, even within the ranks of the Order. And they don't do it for money.
Consider it like this. Phineas has his local inner circles, part of which is what he's talking about now, part is in the cog. Consider me one of his outside inner circles.
Hmm.
Like your loyal pigeons who always return home. Your best pigeons you never kill off, no matter what they do.
What if you need to burn the coop down to prevent a disease from spreading? Because that's the kind of prices I'm talking. Like I said, not gold or personal gain. How willing would he be to sacrifice us for
I'm the kind of pigeon who would never be in the coop in the first place.
And he taps Torburn on the shoulder. Well, I'm going to roll with your instinct on this, but still suggest keeping our eyes peeled.
Anyway, you want some stew on that meat that you just pulled off?
He laughs and nods.
I'll go grab you something. Let's just wait for Phineas to finish up his party, and then we'll have a chat with him in private if possible.
Let's not forget, we're also probably being tracked down by one of the most powerful people on the continent. And we're also probably not on our own version of the
Right.
world either.
I almost forgot about that. Best to not dwell on that. Now go on, enjoy your jerky.
He chews on it as he walks out.
Do you add anything to your inventory, stock-wise, that you pinch from here or not?
Now, he only took a pinch of jerky. That's it. Just strip.
I know better than
Right.
to steal from Phineas.
That's fine. Got to offer you a individual comes slinking around, fairly concealed, quiet, hunched over, and whispers in your ear, Voldress. Phineas, we'll see you now.
Oh, just me. Oh.
As you turn, you no idea where the voice came from.
Oh, I might have
Same
had too
Phineas.
many ales.
And whispers behind you, Ariel. And a quiet individual, clunked and hunched over, will come find you, Salothar, and you, Torbrun, as well. As you make your way up to the second floor, as you all approach, and Phineas stands, and his current gathered individuals all stand, give a nod. They all give some kind of salute, and they turn and they make way for you to sit down where they were sat around the circular table that previously had a fish head on a silver platter. You recognize that the hole in the table for the plate is still present, though whatever remains have now been discarded. There is a slight odor in the air, an uncomfortable smell, but generally suppressed by the sweaty atmosphere of ale and still the permeating strong smell of cooked ribs. As Phineas invites you all to sit and join him. Looks at you and says, Torbrun, my man. I'm sorry. Business is business. I'm sure you understand.
No worries. I had my fun in the kitchen.
I thought you would. And please, before you do depart. Take what reasonable rations you wish to enjoy. Obviously, don't fleece me dry, but as a thank you.
I appreciate it, old friend.
Now, to business. Surprisingly, as one of the cogwheels, I am probably on the most wanted list in many lands. Though around the table, I have 4 individuals sat on the most wanted list in Port Kill. And he gestures towards all of you. A little birdie mentioned that you'll be needing these, and he pulls out 3 marks and he hands them to each of you, but not Torbran. As he holds one up from his pocket and he rubs his hand over it and just mutters. You hear, Phineas. You just watch an F becomes visible. That's all you need to do. Kin will recognize kin, and should anyone be found to be in breach of this, they answer to me with their head. That is an oath we do not break. Just don't lose this, whatever you do. Because then you're fair game. The rules won't cover you. Unfortunately, the Gobbos, Scribbler's brother is a little bit out of
Of an
blood.
idiot. I'm pretty sure
I
if you
don't
wanted
speak ill of my colleagues on the council.
Oh,
The wisdom is rarely found him.
if you wanted his brother dead, wasn't there a better way than whatever the hell that chaos at the warehouse turned out to be?
Let's just say Scribbler was only here because he was keeping an eye on me.
Hmm.
Well, he knew what he signed
And
up for.
obviously with his untimely demise, the houses are under the belief and impression I'm making a power play. But
Are you?
he looks up at you, and there's just this glare that he also sort of looks off to the side as if to sort of let it slide. He then presents a unrolled parchment, plonks it on the table, and says, "The real prize of the workshop, sorry, of Warehouse 6 was the Residium. Though obviously it's been misplaced temporarily, I'm sure that'll be resolved. The second biggest prize was actually this that you brought me. I reckon in a couple of years," and he's pointing out to schematics of what you recognize to be those spherical droids, automatons that you encountered. And he says, "I believe these, what that Residium was used to power. Now, with a bit of twinkering and a couple of design choices, I reckon this could make a pretty formidable army. And just think, trusted hands that can't betray you. At your beck and call. It's going to be a new age, Torben."
Pretty sure necromancers tried that with bones.
Problem with that is you still got spirits and souls and all that stuff, and dark magics, but this is just metal. Living metal, enchanted metal, but Bolton Braces does what you tell it to do. That kind of loyalty is hard to pay for even here.
Yes, but provided that they're powered by magic, there are things that can deny magic.
True. That's a good point, actually. I'll make a note. We need some kind of anti-magic stuff on them. Okay. Yes. He writes it down.
Protection versus counter spell and
I'll
dispel magic.
I'll just look over at Ariel. I was like, "Are you
Install like
serious?"
a module.
You immediately have flashbacks to into the Feywild, and you realize like that now one of the eyes just goes blue, and you realize there's an anti-magic cone installed into all of those that you previously encountered because of this
Yeah.
comment. Anyway, he says, out of curiosity, will you be pursuing said bounty?
I wanted to talk to you about that. How do you feel
Sure.
about it? Because you just
It's an
sent.
open bounty. Anyone can go for it.
I just wanted to make sure that we wouldn't be crossing anything or intervening with, for example, the goblin situation. Just wanted to make sure that we're clear before we actually confirm on those.
No, I was just asking because if you're planning to stay in Port Kiln, you're only going to have a few days before, well, and he leans in and he says, let's just say the twin fangs are closely related with the Grinjols.
See. I do have a question about the whole. I overheard something about the skyship, which is probably where the Resident was taken with. How many skyships does the Hog or the Customs have in their fleet?
Well, we have 4, but one's in for maintenance at the moment. Probably not going to be out for a few months. So 3 active.
And
I
is the
see.
council sending its own version of the standing army to deal with this?
There is no standing army in Port Kiln. We are mercenaries, sellswords, vagabonds, disposables, whatever you wish to call ourselves. We are
Oh, who mans
our
the
own.
sky ships?
Oh, I see. Yes. More of the same, though they're all of a recognized customs union.
Hmm.
Have any of the captains been accounted for?
There's one absent
Do you
with
have a
the ship.
name?
A little birdie tells me you met recently.
I see. So it is Crescent.
I'd keep the name quiet.
Is there
She was
anything
due
we
to check
can?
in today, but she disappeared early morning.
Is there anything we can do with the means that we have at our disposal to chase after a sky ship, other than taking another skyship?
Well, that's where sort of the benefit of operating as hired hands is leaves everybody at their own wits and expertise, and we don't question their methods or morals.
I guess that's where the 5,000 gold bounty comes from.
Yes. I do, however, have a secondary request. Well, I suppose it's really my 3rd or 4th at this point. I have need of something for these points to the designs. See, we're going to need a a very specific type of metal alloy that I believe some of the expeditions into Orcrop have recently unearthed. And establishing a trade agreement for some of those minerals would be of great importance to me. If I was to ask if you would represent me in negotiating and brokering this trade agreement, what would you ask in return?
Well, I have something personal that I could ask, though. I guess it's in favor for the entire party. Are you familiar with someone by the name of Celia Workstop?
I can't say the name is the forefront of my mind. Remind me.
She has a little odds and ends trinket store a little higher up on the mountain. I got this little magical lens from her, which in the end proved invaluable to our operation down in the warehouse. I got this on a down payment with the potential to be completely reimbursed if I was able to lower her debt with the cog. She has a standing debt with the cog. Just between you and me, it was quite substantial. Would you be able to put in a word with the cog, or I don't know if you're in charge with it? Would it be possible to maybe lower her
He
debt?
holds his hand up, stopping you. He says, Cab! Cab! You just see there's this hunched over dwarf who is asleep a couple of tables down. Phineas just sort of picks up the tankard, downs it, lobs it over, dunks him on the head. And this dwarf rouses awake. Cab, sorry, Phineas. Comes over. And you watch as the dwarf's carrying a book. And Phineas says, Cab, Tobin, repeat the name.
Celia Workstop.
Who owns the debt? Let me. And he begins opening the book and flicking through table pages and just going through rapidly. Let's see. 6,500 gold to Grimjaws, sir. Phineas looks up and just says, "This is the big one, but Cab, buy the debt from the Grimjaws. I'll put it on the next exchange list, sir. Very good. Right, okay." Makes a scribble, closes the book, goes back and sits down at his table, and you watch in a minute or two, resumes his sleep. Phineas turns to you and says, I could half the debt.
That's more than I could ask for.
Once I own it. I'll bring it up at the next reference, which will be at the end of this month, and assuming we are able to procure it, an exchange where we net off collections and dues will it'll balance out in that transaction.
That's just perfect. It's way more than I could have asked for. Is there any way you could provide me with some sort of written proof so I can return to the nice lady? Proof of intention, if you will.
Just my word that Phineas will be buying the debt. That'll stand.
Sure, I will tell her when I get back to her. Much appreciated, old friend. In return, actually, above table, did we keep any of the other stuff that we took from the warehouse, or was that taken from us?
Everything that you put in your bags is in your bag. Nothing was confiscated from you.
I will pull out a gyro stabilizer that I pulled from the warehouse, and as a token of goodwill, I found this in the warehouse. No clue if it's of relevance. It's all yours.
At that note, Sir
He-
Lothar is going to vanish for a few minutes and to his room, where because I'm assuming he wouldn't log the servo robotic arm around, and rummage through his bag, and I think I stashed this in the bag, and then produce the massive blueprint that he took from the room he explored. Probably also going to want this as well.
With your passive perception, Torbran, you can see. Make an insight roll for me first of all, but I'll tell you what you want to do. And anybody who would like to insight to see how Phineas is responding can do so.
18.
18. Anyone else?
Perception, right?
Insight, if you want to be looking into
Oh.
Phineas.
Insight. Well, same score, I suppose.
Ooh. Okay, 18, 16, 17. All of you detect there is wild intrigue at this gyro stabilizer, less so of the servo arm. But it's like you just gave a golden ticket to the chocolate factory to a child when you pull out those big blueprints. He shouts over to Cab. Cab, expedite the exchange and clear the debt.
I let out a faint smile. Just a sort of smile of relief for Celia.
With your passive perception, which is, gentlemen, would care to share?
What, do you want to do it in private or?
No, just what is your passive perception?
Oh, my
I've not got your sheet
passive.
up.
16.
16. You hear the word muttered very quietly under his breath as he begins reading these patterns. Gateway. But everything else is more of a mutter. And he says it in Dwarven specifically.
Ooh.
And a little bit of a side request. If
Yes,
it's
he looks up, puts the monocle down.
something that's not going to inconvenience you, good old Captain Horvat's shipment that we got you might have had some books from the folk at the Delvers Guild.
Horvat? Do you mean Howarth?
Oh, Howarth, yeah. Confusing him with somebody else.
What kind of blacksmith did you go to today?
Went to the blacksmith and a visit to the Delvers Guild, and well, they seem to really enjoy their books.
Huh, so you do some investigation after all. I thought it was all Braun and you.
Oh, it is. I'm not good at it. What you see is what you get with me. No hidden depth, I'm afraid.
Yes, I'm very familiar with the copper pots. They are very good at handy places of reference for investigative leads. And I've used several of them in my past and handsomely rewarded them with many of the ornaments that they've requested.
Well, like I said, the captain was supposed to bring some stuff in. I'm assuming it would be books, so since the shipment ended up with you, just in case you don't need them.
He coughs, interrupting you, but well, there's a slight error of statement in that thought there. You see, the Captain Howarth was the last prisoner logged aboard the Dawnbreaker that a captain of interest was leading. He never made it to the cells.
Oh,
I believe he will likely still be aboard with whatever cargo he was carrying.
I see. So Crescent's hand were a lot dirtier than we expected it to be.
maybe. Maybe somebody else is pulling her strings. Maybe she's somebody on somebody else's payroll. Maybe somebody else from the council is involved in this. I've known officers in my life. Most of them, they're not ambitious enough to be revolutionaries.
All I'm saying is, for the time being, the cog works because it has been how we've done things for 3 decades. Since I took a seat, at least. And before that, I don't know how long. We had a bit of a change of power, a couple of internal fights, and a little bit of unionizing along the way. But let's just say I think this year will be the last for the need of its current structure. My concern is that someone may jump the gun ahead of schedule. Little loose ends like this are in need of tidying up.
Well, it's your political cauldron.
He scoffs. That it is. But this, well, is there anything you would request? And he offers actually to the three of you.
Oh, if we're going to head off on, he looks at Torburn, helping you with your tasks. I'm pretty sure Torburn here is going to need somebody who's better armored. Anything in the armory you can spare?
Nothing that'll fit you, I'm afraid. Looking you up.
He
And
affectionately
if you,
says,
if just as a reminder here, you are a rotund, red-haired, well, sorry, clean-shaven individual.
"Hmm,
Yeah.
if you're talking about my girth, trust me, I'm slimmer than I look."
Hmm. That's what they all say. How are the ribs?
And he chews on one. Might as well. I think you're going to find that you're wasting Torburn by sending him out. And you should keep him in the kitchen full time.
He's turned me down more than once on that, I'm afraid. Isn't that right?
Not enough exotic stuff in there for me to keep me interested for a long time. It's good to be back in that
See,
kitchen for a while, though.
inventory and stock taking's never been his forte. Acquisition of exotic meats, on the other hand.
All right, Torburn, do we still have those crystal wyvern legs with us?
You mean the Drake rations, the Drake stuff?
We got some legs off it, just in case we might want to cash in that bounty. Do we still have them, or did we get rid of them?
You were carrying the legs, I believe. I just took some pristine meat. I still have some though. I was just out of my bag. It's just like in paper. It's wrapped in paper and it's covered in rock salt to keep it preserved. I'll just take out a piece of preserved drake, the crystal drake.
Phineas says, "Look, I just enjoy the fine sausage and pulled pork. You know, that exotic stuff's not really for me. If you want to leave it here, I can give you some gold for it, but
Might as well.
otherwise it's yours."
Keep a ration for in the pantry or special occasion. I'll just give him one ration.
Okay. He he reluctantly takes it. More of a I don't want to refuse a gift from a friend. Less of an enthusiastic enjoyment.
I'll prepare it at some point when I return.
Sure. I'm yet to be convinced. And how about you two? Is there anything I could ask? You would ask of me?
Just the best transportation that can get us out of here and onto the road, I suppose.
Oh, you'll be in Orcrop tomorrow, if you are to undertake this task for me.
I will eye over Volder and see how he's looking, considering going to
I'd like
Orkrop.
to learn how to fly a skyship.
I don't think he'll mind too much to get to New Earth a little later.
And then I can fly out of there. That's me plan.
He's got it planned out already. Orkrop it is then.
Okay.
Well,
The Mages Guild will. I'll reach out and make sure we've got transportation for the morning.
mage is what we're talking. Portals?
Well, how else do you think you're going to travel several days worth of, weeks worth of travel in the blink of an eye?
I guess I should have planned for that before I ate the way I did.
It's tomorrow. Just don't eat anything else. You'll be fine.
You know what? I'd actually like to keep the ribs I ate down this time around. You know, if I'm going to vomit, it might as well be porridge or something else.
If I recall, you keep it down better than I do after teleportation stuff and
Yeah, well, we're all one dice roll away from things going wrong.
Anyway, I'll make sure to visit Celia tomorrow morning before we depart. On that note, Lothar, you being a, I'll just sort of chuckle myself, paladin. Your word might actually be worth something to her in case she does have her doubts.
I want me to go reassure what's the word of a Iron Dominion wandering knight to somebody in Port Kelm.
You're a neutral party, and
I
being a
suppose.
paladin, at least the tag might actually hold some weight to her.
Why do people insist on calling us that? So, Phineas, did I get the clear to pilfer your armory for something that might fit me?
I know we have nothing that will fit you, but
A weapon, perhaps?
a weaponry, yes, we may have. You can certainly take a weapon, but if you you complete this task, I will honor a contract with the smithy at the blacksmith.
Fair enough.
I guess that settles it then. What time would it be now, roughly?
Probably between 9:30 and 10.
Almost time to hit the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad for all those bonuses we have.
It's true.
You can start picking a fight. It's a busy buy if you really want. If you want to go arm wrestling or you want to do something, you can be my guest.
You can play Batman tonight.
Yeah, maybe.
If you want to go out looking for trouble.
I'm Lothar.
Where is she?
Where were the other crystals going?
Yeah, indeed. Phineas looks up and hands you a piece of paper. Tolbrin just says, "That's the contact. The amounts and dates that we need them by."
I will look over the papers. Yep. Yep.
I will DM it you.
All right.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, more play DMs. That's the one. All right. Well, if
Lothar is
the
going to.
good lady wouldn't mind just staying whilst the rest of you retire, I would like to ask a question in private.
Mind if I have a look at that armory of yours? Directions? Maybe I can.
Third floor, last door on the right.
And he's going to see if there's anything that catches his eye that might help them out.
Make an investigation roll with advantage.
Investigates.
There's lots of swords, daggers, maces, flails. Any type of weaponry that you could imagine is in here in large quantities. You just walked into effectively like a barracks worth of weaponry room. With a 7, you don't come across anything that's better than a +1.
But do I come across any +1s?
What do you want?
Obviously a sword.
It's a short sword of +1.
Short sword of +1. Nothing longer than that, huh?
Well, there's a long sword if you want it.
Well, yeah,
But
a
as I
long
say,
sword.
you tell me what weapon you want.
He's after a
The
long
+1.
sword.
Long sword +1 added to your inventory.
Okay.
On loan from Phineas.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna return it too.
That's what they all say. As Phineas will just as he clocks you leaving, he's just like, "Hold you to your word, Paladin.
If I'm alive, you'll get it back.
Remind me, which cloth do you subscribe to?" He's asking you what oath do you follow.
Didn't take any.
Uh, it's kind of hard to measure integrity when you don't owe it to anyone.
Oh, didn't take a formal oath, but if you're asking who I'm dedicated to, that would be Torm.
Mm.
I'm a knight of the Silvered One. And if it's, I don't know, if it's any help with you sleeping better, I fought with the Order for a few years. Didn't get kicked out. Left with full honors.
It's not for me. You're here on Torben's recommendation. I'll see to that that's on it. But don't cross me.
Don't plan to.
Ariel, is it? As everybody
Um,
else has left. If everyone else is finished.
I think it was Venarial, if everybody has called me that
Valerian,
all
sorry.
along. So
Yes.
yeah. Yes.
I've been hearing whispers of a fair elf royalty who is heading home,
Okay.
who's not from this plane. Does this sound familiar?
Um, um, I don't really know. Do
Do you
I?
want to
I
make a
mean,
deception check?
honestly, I think she's so out of it that she wouldn't even assume it's a deception check, but I'll do it.
Okay.
Mhm.
At 27, he looks at you. He's inciting you.
Okay.
He just comes back and goes, "Yeah, I didn't think you know anything about it either. Don't worry."
Okay.
14 against your
Yeah.
17.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks up and says, "But you do definitely do strike me, at least yourself, as a little bit lost from home. Where would
Yeah.
that be, if you don't mind me
Yeah.
asking?"
Um, I'm not from this plane.
No, I see.
I've lived a lot of my life in the Feywild,
Ah,
but
I've been
I don't know anything about any elven royalty. Sorry.
no, not to worry, not to worry. Forget I mentioned it. I've been looking to make contacts in the Feywild. Do you think perhaps you might be able to help me out? I'd
It
be forever
depends.
indebted.
It really depends on what kind of contacts you're looking for. The Feywild can be pretty dangerous, and if you're going with like the same mentality to make a business deal, for example, it could end up costing you a lot more than it's worth.
Mm, let's just say I have it on good authority that there's lots of very rare and magical, I'm sure you'll be familiar, resources that only dwell and originate from your plane that I'd be greatly interested in seeing what I could barter to acquire
Yes,
some of these.
but the magic in them is very wild, and let this be perhaps a warning. Tread carefully. There are
Oh, I
creatures
fully intend
there.
to.
Yeah, there are creatures there that can be extremely malicious, especially if something of theirs is taken.
Oh, take it like no. I'm not here to thief or unhandedly, unduly misrepresent anything. I wouldn't mess with powers that I would know could flatten me with a thought. It would be more a case of looking to make introductions and see if a rapport could be established.
He shrugs, but smiles.
I see. Uh, If you perhaps change your mind, please let me know.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Well, please enjoy your stay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
And he goes back to scouring over this massive blueprint that Sir Lothar plonked in front of him, and you can see he's scribbling notes and seems to be like adjusting on the fly and writing over bits and pieces.
Oof.
It's all coming together.
All right.
Yeah.
It's been
For
a
the
while.
rest of you,
If there are no other people to serve any food, I will probably start cleaning up the kitchen before heading off to bed for the day, I guess.
Lothar will help with that.
you two deep clean this kitchen and realize this thing's probably never been cleaned in the God knows how many years it's been not running.
At least it's satisfying. You know, like at the end, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, this is a very clean
At
kitchen."
3 o'clock in the morning, the sheen that you see from these surfaces is only met by looking at the clear bald-headedness that is the sweat brow of Sir Lothar.
You know, all this grease could have been actually used for rations. You ever cooked pemmican?
Don't think I've heard of that, no.
It's trail food. It's essentially dried meat with mixed up with lard.
Sounds disgusting.
It is, but keeps you, lasts for a while, and it doesn't taste like conjured food.
I guess I've got my rock salt for moments like that.
I would say the only thing that shocks you is the realization after you sort of are cleaning away. You thought there was sort of like a natural orange tint to the surface, but you expose and eventually get it all back to a sheen white stainless steel, like you're looking at a longsword color with your efforts, if you pursue them into the early hours of the morning.
Yeah. I'll make sure the kitchen is nice and clean for the next cook, whoever it may be.
As we all mark off a long rest and say goodbye to all those lovely temporary buffs, you can keep the temporary hit points because as you are resting in this establishment, they will roll over to the next day, though your temporary food buffs unfortunately do not.
Alas.
And with the time, I know I was a little bit late, but I feel before we start this day, no, we'll go a little couple more minutes. Phineas takes you in the morning after you've readied yourselves, gathered your things, and checked out of the tavern. He escorts you with a heavy tail, effectively an armed guard, but not lining you immediately. There is a heavy presence of alert individuals tailing you and leading the way as the mob of Phineas makes their way down to Warehouse 1. It's about 30 or so of you gathered outside this door as the doors open. Phineas exchanges. There seems to be like a small altercation, a little bit of heated voices, but then eventually you're led on by. Inside this warehouse, a similar layout, but you're coming at it from the reverse side, a large, open, sort of 60 by 60 foot space. And the first thing that sort of strikes you as you enter in is you can see engraved into the floor of this warehouse is a large ring with runes etched into the base of it, into the floor. As Phineas heads off up a pair of stairs into some what look to be offices, you can see scattered throughout the room is various individuals in robes, garments, all with some kind of necklace around them, various gold, silver, amulets, each some with symbols, some with weird iconography on, some that you think might perhaps be as much decorative as perhaps magical in nature, but hard to identify. There's probably about a dozen to 2 dozen what you presume to be mages, or at least robed individuals in this room, and you can see many of them are keeping tabs on your small army that has entered their domain. About 20 minutes later, Phineas returns with a robed individual who stands at the top of this little balcony hanging out over and addresses you all. The more perceptive of you would notice he doesn't appear to be standing, and in fact, he's slightly floating. With arms crossed inwards into each of the robes, like so, as you see me raise my hand, he addresses you all. The Mages Guild will honor this emergency summons. Please clear the floor. Those who are not permitted to witness the incantations, I ask you to leave immediately. Your escort begins to exit out of the room, as do a handful of mages, although a dozen or so are left as this individual glides down behind Phineas as he descends down the stairs. Right, guys. Oh, just a quick check. Do any of you have any magical items on you?
Yeah.
If you want to be safe, you're probably going to want to disclose those now. He's saying this to you quietly.
I'm not
You see the
exactly sure
magic
what it
king.
does, but I have this gold watch that pings magic.
You got the sword I got off your armory. I don't know if it's magical or not, but it's lighter than it should be.
I've got the magical
that's-
walking stick.
Phineas just looks and says, "That's just a really sharpened blade."
Oh, whoever made
You've
it
got
did
a
a good job.
magical walking stick.
Aye.
How do you?
Look, you appear to have quite a few more bits on you than I thought. You might perhaps want to speak to the Archmagus before you depart. Personal experience says you should have certain protections around magical items when using the teleporting circles. Otherwise, these rings may send you to places that you're not expecting.
Oh,
I will
that's
take out
interesting.
Pebble. I assume you're gonna teleport us away soon. I was hoping to go to Celia before we left, though.
We can quickly jump through that and either roleplay that out next time, or we can honor
Yeah,
that now. What do you want to
We can do it
resolve?
next time. That's okay. Just that we don't forget
Okay.
about it.
I will say Phineas leaves after giving you this warning, and on that note, we will end it here before we jump through the ring. Okay.
All right.
All right. You can stop the recording there.